rise today to join my colleagues as we mourn the death and celebrate the life of a man who touched all of ours. A man who loved his country, loved the United States Senate, and dedicated his life to preserving its traditions. A man who, above all, cherished his state and who every day considered it his highest honor to represent her people. On Monday morning, Senator Robert Byrd took his rightful place in our history books as a titan of the Senate. Thursday, we honor him as his body lies in state in this chamber, where he served longer than any other senator in our history. Today, we grieve his loss with his family and with the entire country. My family's history with Senator Byrd goes back many years. My father, before he became Secretary of Interior, served with Senator Byrd, then Congressman Byrd, in the House of Representatives. A century later, my father's honor became my own. I am proud to have had the privilege of serving in this chamber with Senator Byrd, of experiencing firsthand his distinguished service and remarkable career. Senator Byrd will be remembered for many things: for his historic length of service, for his rise from humble roots to the pinnacles of political power, for his encyclopedic knowledge of Senate rules and procedure, for his love of his wife of 68 years, Irma. What I will remember Senator Byrd for is his willingness to stand up and fight for what he believed in. Two of the most pressing issues of the past decade are perfect examples: the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. From the very beginning, Senator Byrd was a voice of opposition to the Iraq War. He delivered what would become one of his most memorable speeches in the days leading up to the Senate's vote to authorize its funding. He spoke out against a war at a time when any opposition to the president's path meant putting his own political future in jeopardy. But he did not waver. Here's part of what he said. No one supports Saddam Hussein. If he were to disappear tomorrow, no one would shed a tear around the world. I would not. My handkerchief would remain dry. But the principle of one government deciding to eliminate another government, using force to do so, and taking that action in spite of world disapproval, is a very disquieting thing. I'm concerned that it has the effect of destabilizing the world community of nations. I am concerned that it fosters a climate of suspicion and mistrust in U.S. relations with other nations. The United States is not a rogue nation given to unilateral action in the face of worldwide opprobrium. End quote. 8 years later, and thousands of American lives lost later, his words read as prophetic. But he didn't stop there. Just last year, this time, with his party holding the reins of power in both the White House and the Congress, he did the same thing. 7 years had passed, and Senator Byrd was older and more fragile than ever before. None of that stopped him from getting to the Senate floor that day. How did I know this? I had a front row seat as the presiding president of the Senate that day. This time he questioned the proposed buildup of troops in Afghanistan, a proposal I myself had questioned many times as well. Here's what Senator Byrd said, quote, "I have become deeply concerned that in the 8 years since the September 11th attacks, the reason for the U.S. military mission in Afghanistan has become lost, consumed in some broader scheme of nation building which has clouded our purpose and obscured our reasoning." He continued, "President Obama and the Congress must reassess and refocus on our original and most important objective, namely emasculating a terrorist network that has proved its ability to inflict harm on the United States." End quote. Time will tell if Senator Byrd's concerns about Afghanistan prove as prescient as those he expressed about Iraq almost a decade ago. Time also will tell if we heed those concerns. What is clear is that Senator Byrd understood the importance of asking the tough questions, regardless of their impact on himself, personally or professionally. In this regard, we could all learn a little bit from Senator Byrd. I know my Senate colleagues will agree with me when I say this institution, this country, this democracy lost a powerful advocate this week, and all of us in this chamber lost a good friend. So today I join with my colleagues in expressing my deepest sympathy to Senator Byrd's family for their loss and remembering a man whose legend and legacy will endure beyond us all.